Cup of chat, cup of chat. You just, that's so funny. I was thinking you would just laugh. You just like went with it. That's awesome.
I know how to party.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Vegan prepper. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Vegan prepper. Okay. Here we are.
Hi, peeps.
Time for another couple chat. So, anyway.
In case you didn't gather that from the song.
That was just as an FYI, in case anybody's not aware, I just made that up on the fly.
You didn't spend a week preparing that and composing it?
No, I did that all on the fly. I'm a genius. I'm like Wayne Brady over here. Genius.
Indeed.
Anyway.
Mozart and Wayne Brady had a baby. It was you.
Well, good. You're so cute. So, this time around, I decided to start with something I found somewhat humorous. And so I have Mr. Vegan Prepper here participating without knowing what I'm talking about. It's something like ridiculous. It was just funny. So, like, I was sort of, you know, with everything kind of going on in the world right now and stuff, I'm keeping informed. I am watching stuff, looking at news, looking at other prepping channels, and I watched videos today. I feel like I'm having deja vu from a time that we had another couple chat, and it's like, you know, we are vegan preppers, in case you can't tell from the name. So forgive us. I know there's a lot of non-vegans who watch us. Sorry, I'm about to make fun of some of you. Not all of you, just like some. But seriously, these videos, and every single one was like, stock up on meat, make sure you get as much meat as you can, and like discussing all the ways that you can stock up on a ton of meat before something happens. I guess stores go bare or whatever. So anyway, it's also kind of a public service announcement. You don't have to stock up on meat. And even when it was like watching, I'm not going to say who it is, because it's actually channels that I really love and I frequent quite often, and I hear this message many times coming from these channels. But one of them was saying, and it'll last up to a year in your freezer if you like vacuum seal it and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, well,
in prepping terms, that's terrible.
Yeah. And like, if the power goes out and all of that. And then that was one of the things somebody was saying in the comments, well, pressure can your meat, and you know, in case the power goes out. And it's like, but if you lose climate control, I mean, I guess it kind of depends on where you live.
Yeah.
But anyway,
you live in Canada, you're probably going to be okay.
It's like, you know, you got like beans, you know, they last for like 20 years as is. So anyway, just a thought. And I know people are going to say amino acids and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, there's complete amino acid profiles across a wide variety of plant foods. And if you don't have a wide variety, rice and beans covers complete amino acid profile. So anyway, also beans have more vitamins. How many, what vitamins are in meat again? Maybe like B12, I guess.
Iron.
Is that a vitamin?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, beans have iron.
It's in vitamins. I don't know.
Beans, you know, but they have like magnesium, like so many other zinc and all this other stuff that you can't get in meat. So personally, I feel like even if I were not vegan, I would want these things to fully round out my stock, because it's like you need more nutrients, and people act like meat is so nutritious. But you're right, there's iron in it. I will give you that. There's, you know, heme iron and all that, but like what else? It's really like not much else. Saturated fat, like I don't know. Anyway, calories. Yeah, I guess you're right. There's calories. Okay, there's calories. So anyway, yeah, it's just interesting. It's like it's a pain to store. You have to figure out how to store. You either have to have power to store it, or you have to like pressure can it. I guess technically you could freeze dry it. If you own a freeze dryer, you can freeze dry it, but it's just, I don't know, it just seems like really inaccessible to me. So I feel like, if I can, please, from the top of the mountains, can I scream, like, just get some beans. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, and that's not coming from the vegan mindset only. That's the prepper mindset. Like,
yeah,
prep the thing that is the easiest to deal with, the most cost effective,
Mm-hmm.
nutritionally dense. It just makes sense from a prepping standpoint.
Right. And
beans will keep easier, they'll keep longer. You can get so many more of them for your dollar. I mean,
even with rising food prices, it's still
beans are still cheap.
There are poor people across the world who are not malnourished. If you get enough calories of these very simple plant foods, you will not be malnourished. Like people who subsist on basically nothing but beans and rice or corn, like potatoes, or is it potatoes? I'm thinking of specifically the traditional Hispanic, like South American and all that. And I was actually reading a really fascinating article about colonialism and how it affected diet. And I found it fascinating. I don't know, it probably sounds boring to most people, but how actually the ancestral diet of I don't know if I'm using the right term, sorry, like Hispanics or Latino people, like, is plant-based.
Yeah.
It's just, with very small amounts of meat. You see this around the world. So anyway, it's okay. Focus on the plant stuff. And again, from the prepping perspective, I'm not even speaking, again, I feel like that too. I'm not even speaking as a vegan. I'm speaking as somebody who cares about people, and I'm afraid that there is somebody out there who has like no grocery budget, who is wasting all of their grocery budget buying like maybe 3 pounds of beef when you could get, probably at prices the way they are right now, you could probably find a 25-pound bag of beans for the same price. So just think about it. And then also, I guess from a prepping standpoint, start eating them now.
Yep.
Get your body used to it if you are not used to it yet.
Just make it as a side dish.
Yes.
And then turn it into a whole dish.
Right. And then, eventually, maybe if you're not vegan, not vegetarian, like maybe move up to like 1 meal a day that has bean as the main protein, or, so just start getting your body acclimated now to eat the things that are in your storage. And I just, my heart hurts. Like I think about, like children going hungry, or people, because everybody's so freaking, just focused on just like meat. Like we had a whole couple chat almost where we talked about this, I think, but just please. Anyway, what is the funny thing? So let's get to the funny part. I know. You did it.
Supposed to laugh?
It's like, I know, we're 7 minutes in. We haven't even gotten to the funny thing yet. So it was funny to me. So this is the part where I say I might be making fun a little bit of people who are not vegan, but not just like, just being silly. So I was watching one particular channel, and I'm not saying, because I'm poking fun, but I'm not like, I love this channel, I love this person, they're great, but I'm just poking a little bit of fun. So they were talking about the possibility of rationing coming through. So it's possible some of you are going to recognize what I'm talking about. And just sort of saying, like, what are the things that they're going to ration? The high desirable things. And then he made this list. Do you want to hear the list of the things?
I would love to.
Okay. I want to see your reaction. It's probably going to be like, that's going to be your reaction. I know you did a dance in the beginning. I'm so proud of you. Okay. All right. This list of things that were likely to be rationed: meat, dairy, coffee, sugar, butter, oil. That was the list that he gave. Like the things that we all live on.
It's like all the stuff we cut out of our diet. It's not good for you.
I was just laughing. I actually had to physically pause the video because I started laughing so hard. This sounds to me like one of the best preps that you can do is to not eat those things.
If you see yourself in a position where you can't get the things that you normally eat, maybe it's time to get some different things and make those normal.
Yeah. So that's the full list. I was laughing. Now, I guess we technically do still have sugar on hand.
Yeah, but we've basically given it up over the last month.
Yeah, or well, I mean, forever, but like you use it occasionally, like mainly for like little random like baked goods and treats and stuff. So it's definitely by no means like a normal part of our diet. But yeah, I was laughing so hard. It's like, my gosh. Everybody's going to be freaking out trying to get their butter or whatever, and we're just going to be
how am I going to have my bulletproof
sneaking
coffee
around with
no
our
butter,
bags of
oil, or coffee?
sneaking around with our bags of beans. Yeah, it's just like, anyway. So yeah, I just thought that was funny. Because yeah, we've also given up caffeine. So like, well, and I've talked about it before, that it's not like necessarily a religious thing. It's like, it's not like the way that we've given up milk or the way that we've given up meat. There's like no exceptions. There's no like every now and then maybe just a little. No, that stuff is gone. But like coffee, now it has become a thing where it no longer uses me, I use it. So I can get a buzz now off of a teaspoon of instant coffee because I've cut caffeine out. So then I have a tired day, or Sage is, flipping around all night long or something, or I don't know. And then I'm just like dragging, and it's not my favorite, but I might put a teaspoon of instant coffee in a little cup and just drink it. And I'm like, bing. So yeah.
Yeah. I was operating for a while on 2 cans of Monster a day and sleeping like a baby at night, realizing my system's really screwed up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Now if I have a cup of coffee afternoon, I ain't sleeping that night.
Yeah. Because, it gets you jittery. Like it anyway. But what I love too, and this is, I guess, as a tip, give up caffeine. It's like, I know y'all are like, what else are we supposed to give up? I don't know. It's just, this is like, I like the idea of not being tied down.
Yeah, I like being a slave to my food.
Yeah, because like with the coffee, like I had gotten to the point where it was like, I have to have my cup or I will get a headache. So there were plenty of days I didn't even really feel like drinking it, but I did it anyway because I didn't want to get the headache for missing my cup of coffee. So I was operating on 2 cups in the morning with a full tablespoon of instant coffee in each cup, and then another one of those in the afternoon. That's what I was at. So according to the package of instant, that means I was basically on 9 cups of coffee a day. But I don't know if that's like, excuse me, I don't know if that's, really accurate to the strength of brewed coffee. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
a lot anyways. It
was still quite a lot. And yeah, so it's really great. So actually, we do still have instant coffee stocked up. And that's the other thing, like we appreciate a good brew, so like every now and then we'll have it, but not like as a daily habit by any means. I do have a personal rule that I am no longer allowed to have coffee 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my rule that I follow. If I have a teaspoon one day, then I don't have it the next day. So yeah, I don't want to get re-addicted because I went through all that work to not be addicted anymore. So yeah, it's great. But yeah, it's just interesting. I just thought that was really funny, that list of things that we don't eat at all. And these are the things that, and he isn't the only one I heard say some of these things. I heard somebody else say another couple of things. So somebody else mentioned eggs, but so it's like, anyway, I think we have a pretty darn good video. I'm going to link it down below, and I'm going to make a note for myself so I don't forget our video of alternatives to all of these things. And then we discuss that. So anyway, I was trying to talk and write at the same time. So yeah. And so I will link that down below. So if you are a non-vegan and you're still here, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to like really make fun of anyone. I just like, I get stressed thinking about the people who feel like they have no other options.
Yes.
Like,
you shouldn't feel desperate because of some kind of a potential shortage of thing that you don't really need.
Yeah, or that, so, but it is stressful. And so I also recognize fully that it is extremely difficult to change your diet. Yeah. So we definitely went through that period of like, well, what the bleep do I eat now? So like, can you even eat anything? You know, because when we first made this transition, it was mainly because of me. I was doing it for health reasons. And so, yeah, it was a huge learning curve, huge change. So that video is really good. Like, if you, even especially like as a non-vegan, if you want to strategize your food storage and possibly be going after things that other people are not going after, because that's kind of always been one of my strategies, is to kind of go after stuff other people are not going after. And then it's helpful.
It's easier to find and it's cheaper.
Right. So like if rice is out, then go for barley. If, you know, you can't get your meat, then go for some beans. And again, yeah, acclimate yourself now. Begin to do it now, so that if you end up having to eat a lot of beans from your stores, you'll be fine. Yeah. Because the digestive distress is real. We get it. The transition was not pretty.
Beans. The musical fruit.
Yes, they are. Because we love them. Anyway, life update? I don't think we're even going to get to a main topic. I think we're just going to...
Just chitty chatting?
Just chitty chat. Yes, just like the thing said, couple chats. So you guys are going to have to wait until the next one for the real chat. Yeah. So, anyway, okay. Life update.
I don't know, what am I even doing in life right now? I'm injured right now.
I was going to say, we literally talked about this before we started filming, and you said the thing, and then I said, oh, we could do a life update. You should talk about that.
Indeed. If you guys have ever watched any of our videos, I'm a runner, so you probably realize that by now. But I'm injured right now, so I have one more week before I can get back to training, and I hate that. But I had a stress fracture in my ankle and a tendon that looked very ugly under ultrasound. So yeah, a very strenuous week of training followed by an oopsie on the trail, and
setting a personal best 10K.
Yes, in sandals.
In sandals. Almost twice.
I was out for a 10K and I was doing really well, and I thought, oh, I'm smashing my personal record. So I was like, cool, I got this thing. And I got home and I checked my my Garmin, and I had missed my personal best by 3 seconds. So that annoyed me. So I waited a day, and then I went out for another personal best attempt, which, if you are into athletics, you know is not a good idea to push yourself to the max 2 days in a row.
And how far is a 10K in miles again?
6.2.
6.2 miles, okay.
So, yes, on Tuesday I went out for the first one, and then Thursday I went out for the second one, and I destroyed my personal best by over a minute. But my ankle was not feeling very good afterward. So I waited 2 more days, and I went for a 9-mile trail run and folded my ankle, stepping on a rock very incorrectly. So an already weakened state, and then a sharp impact. So went to the doctor the next day, and he said, guess what you're not doing in 2 weeks? Racing.
Oh yeah, because you had a race all set up and you were ready to go.
Yep.
And you didn't, yeah.
Yeah, I was scheduled for a 20K last weekend that I was not able to do.
Yeah.
I was beat up.
He was stuck at home with me instead.
It's a good place to be stuck.
Yeah. So you signed up for another race?
Yes, I signed up for a half marathon in April.
Nice.
So I have 3 months to get back up to full strength, and my ankle feels mostly better, but after playing at the playground yesterday with Sage, it felt a little bit bad. So.
Oh yeah, we were running around playing at multiple playgrounds and walking all over this big park, and yeah.
I possess a bit of inability to just stand there and not do anything, so I was horsing around on the playground equipment with Sage.
He likes to climb and do all that stuff. I think it's amazing though. It keeps you young.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder how many other 40-year-old guys can... Wait, 41. You're 41.
Indeed I am.
I wonder how many 41-year-old guys, like... I like forgot a year for a second. This last year, y'all. Let me tell you. Anyway.
Skip.
We're gonna skip that episode, okay? Yeah. I wonder how many 41-year-olds can move and play and run and jump and climb like you can.
I can't even right now, but
Yeah, he's amazing. I remember when we were dating, I used to work, I worked at Lane Bryant, and I worked in the mall. So this is like a really long time ago, back when there were still malls. I guess there were still malls, but they're kind of going away around here anyway. We've only got like 1 or 2 malls left. There used to be like
everywhere.
a million of them. But anyway, I worked at Lane Bryant and this mall, and we had like an employee exit kind of towards the that went out directly to the parking lot, so you didn't have to go out through, because we closed the store and pull the things down and do our cleanup and then leave out of this entrance. And it was right by the dumpster, and then there was this big, I don't know, it was like a 8-foot wall or something.
Something like that. Might have been a little taller.
8 or 10-foot wall, something. It was really tall. And like he'd come pick me up from work and stuff. I'd come out and he'd be up on top of that wall. It's like, how did you even get up there? This has just been ever since he was young. You've always been a climber and somebody who does all that stuff. And it's good. I think it's good.
Yeah.
It's cool. Anyway.
Keep doing it till I can't.
Yeah. So, do you feel like if you had been running in real shoes that you still would have been injured?
No.
No. So it was the sandals. But you pushed yourself way too hard.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the problem wasn't the sandals. The problem was me in sandals. I've been very gradually increasing intensity and mileage to acclimate my body to running in sandals, which running in sandals goes against conventional wisdom for how you should run and what you should put on your feet while you're running. Conventional wisdom has big, fat, squishy pillows under your feet to absorb all of the impact that your body takes when you're running, rather than letting your feet do it. But if you have never run without that squishiness under your feet, then your body doesn't know how to deal with it. So I've spent the last almost year building my body up to be able to deal with the impact on its own, and then I threw away that very smart way of training for a moment of glory. So I've been very smart about my training in sandals, but sometimes my gusto gets the best of me. So,
well, this is not the first time that you have hurt yourself overdoing it.
It is not. I'm sure it won't be the last time.
Yeah.
No, if I had been running in shoes, I probably wouldn't have not had as much force on my
yeah,
leg,
probably not.
But stress fracture is, basically a repetitive impact injury. So,
yeah. But yeah, there's so much of foot health too. Yeah, it's being a flat foot, not like in these cushy shoes. They say you need to support your shoes when you're feeling injured, and it's so wrong. So like I was doing exercise, getting into exercise, and so now I work out and walk and stuff and do all kinds of stuff that I didn't used to do. I'm losing a lot of weight now, and it's a good feeling. But for me, I feel like the missing piece of the puzzle was zero drop shoes. That if zero drop, and this is all, I don't know if Adam should be talking about it instead, but it's like most shoes, the heel is higher than the ball of the foot. And so in a zero drop shoe, they put the heel level with the ball of the foot. So if you're not ready to go straight to a minimalist sandal like an Earth Runner or a zero shoe, I feel like a really great place to start is Altras, right? That's where we started.
Yep.
You started with Altras. And so, I put it on the screen so you guys,
ALTRA.
yeah, so you guys can see what it is. But yeah, then getting those, because for me, it was like every single time I started trying to walk and exercise, I started getting hurt. I'd hurt my hips, I'd hurt my knees, something would start hurting. And then I would think, oh, I need better shoes and more supportive shoes or whatever. And it wasn't until I just sort of like, I guess you had started running in ultras to kind of prevent injuries. And then
I injured my foot, so
yeah, you had another injury.
I had my first injury.
Yeah.
Which was a metatarsalgia. It's basically an inflammation of the small bones of your feet and tendons. So it felt like I was walking on a pebble all the time.
Gosh. Yeah, so you switched to your ultras, and then you kind of learning about and reading about your foot health. I was walking and trying to increase my distance, but every single time I did, my knee would end up hurting. And so it was like being caught in this catch-22 of like, I need to exercise, but then thinking, well, I'm too fat to exercise. I keep hurting myself. And then I had the lightning bolt inspiration moment where I realized, wait a second, I was just walking around the house and I realized I live like 90% of my life barefoot. I don't wear shoes at home. And I only put on shoes when I have to, which is like to leave the house, which is not too often. I'm mostly just home. And so it suddenly occurred to me, well, like, because of all the foot health stuff that you were reading about, that I live most of my life with my foot already in the ideal position. And then I go try to exercise and suddenly I'm sticking my heel higher than the ball of my foot and it screws up the alignment of everything. So basically, as soon as I got my ultras, I started being able to walk and I didn't have pain anymore because I was walking, the way that I normally walk, which is with my heel level with the ball of my foot, And it's kind of amazing how just that tiny bit of a difference can make, that tiny lift or whatever made such a difference in, how much injury I had in my legs and my lower back too. So yeah, that's definitely something to keep in mind. Like good footwear. And I feel like ultras are a great transitional thing.
Yeah.
Like if you're not used to being barefoot. But anyway, and just in case somebody else has ever experienced something similar, if you live most of your life barefoot and then you suddenly put on athletic shoes to do a workout and you hurt yourself. So like now when I work out at the gym, I wear my Earth Runners. It's these like super minimalist sandals, but that's what I wear at the gym because even with the Ultra, they have arch support, which is probably great for people just transitioning. But when I was starting to do like body weight squats and then even like deadlifts and things like that, I was starting to hurt my foot. My foot would hurt while I was doing those things because the arch support was like not allowing my foot to compress the way it needed to. So I took off my shoes at first, which fixed the problem, but I don't like not wearing shoes. And so I switched to my Earth Runners, and I definitely get looks at the gym working out my Earth Runners. People probably think I'm crazy and I don't have proper footwear, but that's what doesn't hurt me. So that's what I wear, so I work out in my Earth Runners.
Yeah. Few times I go to the gym, I wear barefoot shoes, so they're just basically thin pieces of rubber.
Right. I was actually considering the idea that I would need, like, maybe I should get some barefoot shoes, something that actually covers my toes. But of course, if I drop a weight on my foot, I don't know if the shoe is going to protect me that much. Maybe it would save some cuts or whatever, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So it's interesting,
But yeah, we're definitely not recommending that you go straight to barefoot if you're used to wearing very thick shoes. But I mean, if you're fine in the shoes you're wearing, cool. But if you notice you have some problems, then it's a good place to start at the foundation of your whole structure. I read an article. They were talking about we always talk about the arch in your foot. There's actually multiple arches in your foot. So your foot is designed to compress and to flex and to absorb impact and to stretch. And it was talking about the main arch, that an arch is this engineering marvel. They call it an engineering marvel. Its capacity for load bearing is incredible, and the more force you apply to it, the stronger it is. And the way you weaken an arch is by pressing on it from the bottom. So, if you like an archway on like a wall where you walk through and you've got the bricks that are stacked up. If you want to destabilize that while like the concrete setting, just push up on one of those bricks and it destabilizes the whole archway. So in the same way, on the arch of your foot, it's very, very strong. The bones in your foot are designed to be strong in that way that an engineered arch is. I wonder where they got the idea from. But when you put that cushioning and padding underneath it, it actually makes the arch weaker. So you think you're adding support, but you're actually taking support away from the natural, incredible structure of your foot.
Yeah.
But I spend all of my time now in no arch support shoes. And I have people, they're very thin, minimalist boots with no arch support and zero drop, and I spend 10 or 12 hours a day in them walking around, typically hitting like 12,000 steps a day, and I have no foot pain. And my feet don't get tired at all.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it's like all these, it's just interesting, these more like modern conveniences or ideas, or these Western ideas or whatever. It's like these things that they do to try to fix your body.
Yeah.
Your body's not right the way it is. Let's fix it. Now, granted, of course, there's some people that need help, that need something fixed, and that's true. But like, as far as sort of like a generally healthy structure of a body, you know, there's very little fixing that needs to be done. You know, a lot of it, whether it's like through chiropractic care or massage or whatever, it would be to fix the issues that kind of modern Western living have given our bodies.
Yeah, sitting all day long.
Yeah, in chairs. Like, we're in chairs right now. But that's not like healthy for your back long term, or your joints, or the flexibility of your hips and your legs. And you know, you look at older people who live a more traditional lifestyle in other countries, like India comes immediately to mind. I also think of like Asian countries, and these, you know, the elders of these countries sit on the floor and they like get up and down from the floor, and they have mobility. Like, we have neighbors, and I'm not sure, I mean, I don't know, I guess they're Asian. I don't know what their nationality is, because they're Asian. I can't tell, so I don't want to assume. But there's an older, like a much older woman. They have a big, gorgeous garden, and I see her working in that garden. I see there's an older man too. It must be like the grandmother and the grandfather, because there's a younger family that lives there as well. So it must be kind of like a multi-generational household, which is, you know, something we don't really do anymore, but they're still practicing it. But you see these older, like grandma, grandpa, Asian people squatting, working in the garden, get up, move over here, squat, work in the garden, move it, you know, and this is like how they live. And like,
they're in that garden all the time.
They're working. It's like, because we take walks and stuff, so we'll see them, you know, and it's just like, I've watched so many times, and yeah, I think about that, like, if you don't use it, you will lose it, right? Floor living, squatting. Can you sit with your legs crossed on the floor? Can you, you know, walk around with your kind of zero drop shoes? Make sure your mobility and everything stays in alignment, you know.
Yeah.
Like prep for old age, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's also good to prep for, I mean, say you're planning on, if you have a bug out bag.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you have a bug out bag and you even consider that you might have to use it, you should probably be able to squat down. You should probably be able to sit on the ground, lay on the ground, get up, and get those mobilities working, and get those muscles working. You know, throw that bag on and walk around for a while with it. Yeah, it's like obviously this could be viewed as kind of off subject of prepping, but making your body as good as it can be is definitely an amazing prep.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm working on. But yeah, there's so many ways to work on it. Even if you like, I can't lose 100 pounds like that. That's gonna take me time. But what I have done, and I wasn't necessarily doing it as a prep, but I was definitely thinking of my old age and mobility in my old age. So even as an obese person, I have shockingly good flexibility. Like shocking. Like I get comments at the gym when we stretch. I can sit with my legs open and put my forehead on the ground. I'm almost to a split. I'm like that far off the floor from doing splits. This way, not horizontal, but vertical splits. I'm working on that. It's my dang hamstrings. I can't get my front leg all the way straight. It's still like about there, and I can't get it all the way straight. But like I've worked for decades, literally at this point, on my flexibility. And in my 20s, I decided, because I was noticing myself getting up and having a hard time. Of course, I was 350 pounds. Of course, I was having a hard time getting up. But even at that point, I told myself, I'm not going to make old lady sounds when I get up. That's how I told myself. That I was no longer allowed to make a sound when I got up from a chair, from the couch, or if I was sitting on the floor playing with one of my kids and I had to stand up, I was not allowed to make any like, as I was getting up. I told myself I'm not allowed to do that. And it was amazing how, like, even just those silly little decisions, I just had somebody say, yeah, we'll just wait until you're 40. And it's like, no, you waited until you were 40. That's the problem. I started in my 20s. So I'm 38 years old and I can almost do the splits, and I'm working on this, and I can get up and I don't make a sound, and I get down to play with my daughter, and I get up and I get down again, and I get up and I squat and I do this. And I can do all these things that you would not expect somebody of my size to be able to do. So this kind of, like, even if you can't, like, my point is that tomorrow I'm not going to wake up and be 100 pounds lighter. But with the work that I've done over this period of time, and also it's kind of shocking how fast it can happen if you start just sitting on the floor. Try to cross your legs. Do that just a little bit every day. You can kind of dramatically increase the mobility of your body without necessarily having to take all this time to lose weight. Do it while you're still fat, or while you still have weight to lose. I know people don't like it when I use the word fat, but yeah. I don't know. I feel like we need to, oh my gosh, I'm going to go off on another tangent. I'm not. The short version is we need to destigmatize that word, okay? Nobody, like, if I say I have brown hair, nobody's like, no. It's like, I can totally see, like, blonde highlights there. It's like you're beautiful. Or like if I have brown eyes, oh no, it's like in a certain light, they look almost blue. Like nobody does stuff like that. But if you say fat, people are like, oh no, you look good, or you like, and it's like, no, I am fat. Like, but it's like, it doesn't have to mean something. The reason people get upset is because they assume that there is a judgment, like a value judgment attached to that word. And there doesn't have to be a value judgment. We need to destigmatize that. I'm worth every bit as much now as I will be when I'm finally thin. I will be worth exactly the same. So we need to destigmatize that, I think, and get over it and like move forward. But yeah, there's plenty of things that you can do even before you've lost weight. It's possible to increase mobility, flexibility, and all of that stuff. So anyway.
It's also possible to be incredibly inflexible when you're very thin.
It is true. I can almost lean over and touch. I'm working on my hamstring, so I can almost. I'm like this far away from being able to touch my head to my legs when my legs are straight out. But when my legs are straight out, I can reach forward, and I don't just touch my toes. I like cup my hands around my feet when I'm like that. So.
I have very long legs, so that's my excuse for not being able to touch my toes.
Oh, you know what? I do have very short legs. I'm 5'9", but it is all torso. So Yeah.
I,
So I guess it's true. I do have short legs.
I would be able to use the excuse a little better if my arms weren't so long.
It is true. He has a freakishly long wingspan or wingspan.
Yeah.
It was so funny. Like I was knitting him a sweater at the yarn shop. This is one of like the story that I tell when people are like, "Oh, he has long arms." It's like, yeah, he has long arms. So I was knitting him a sweater at the yarn store when I used to go hang out at the yarn store and knit with all the people, and the body of his sweater is quite small, you know, because he's thin, but it's very long because he likes to have it long. And when you're getting a custom built knit garment, you can have whatever you want. So he wanted something that even if he like lifted up his arms, it wouldn't come up. So that's what I made him. And then to have sleeves that would be long enough. He has super long arms. And as I was knitting those sleeves, because I had a measurement.
I specifically requested sleeves that would be too long.
Yes, but I mean, I hadn't even gotten to like I added like an extra 4 or 5 inches of sleeve, even kind of so beyond awesome. This part. But as I'm knitting and I'm getting to, you know, a good length, somebody at the table, this little sweetheart lady at the table was kind of like, those arms are awfully long. Like she was trying to save me from knitting too much. And I was like, yes, they are.
So long.
And I'm not done yet. We're going. So his wingspan is like, it's crazy huge. You have very long arms.
I was at a sports medicine doctor with an injured shoulder once, and he had me put my arms up in the air to like examine my form or whatever. He's like, "Holy beeping, beep beep! You got some beeping long arms." Yes, I do.
Yes. Anyways,
it's like he's worked on basketball players and, you know, NBA guys and everything. He's looking at my arms like, what?
God built you to hug me. Is what it is. And then when I'm skinny, you can like come around and then you can touch your own sides of your body. Like when you're hugging me, you're going to be able to like give yourself a hug and me a hug at the same time.
Pretty much.
Anyway. Oh gosh, so we did manage to still get to 42 minutes. I'm not surprised at all. But as an FYI update, lean over so they can see the room. The other way.
Sorry.
Silly. I didn't specify. But yeah, look, we've made progress. So we are getting there a little at a time, this room. So it's a big house rearrangement project. Rearranging project. So yeah, this is the new pantry and office space, studio space, office space. And then back there is going to be a little play area for my daughter. I'm so excited. So I'm excited. We're going to leave this room pretty much open like this. And it's going to be like yoga and all kinds of stuff. You're going to have enough room to do like a warrior pose. You're going to have enough room to lie down on the floor with your arms up.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I've tried to do yoga many times in the past, and the rooms are never big enough for all my arms. So yeah. I'm always taking a couch or a ceiling fan or the TV or something, or I have to slide over one direction to do one pose and then slide back the other direction to do the other pose. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
So I see people on the YouTube doing yoga, and it's like, man, it must be nice to have a 20 by 20 room with nothing in it to do yoga in.
So yeah, we'll have that, but not like nothing in it, but like everything in here is just going to be on the walls. So a big open space.
It'll be neat. No
intention whatsoever to fill that open space.
Nope.
We're going to fill it with living, not stuff. So yeah. All right, cool. I guess we can probably go ahead and cut it off now.
Yeah.
Right? Unless y'all have anything else. Questions? You good? Okay. I watch too many kids shows.
Hugs.
They talk through the screens in the kids shows. Just being silly. I'm like, do you see something orange? Where is it? Okay, sorry. Okay, that's it. All right. Talk to you guys. I'm all hyper tonight. So yes, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, we really appreciate you. As always, I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.